Ollie Robinson, great to see you. Must have been a frustrating last few months, I guess. What's been going on?
Yeah, it has been. Had a few issues with the back. Just kept getting back spasms. Tried to return to play a couple of times, but it wasn't holding up. So about 6-7 weeks ago, I had some injections, which seemed to have done the trick. So yeah, it's just good to be back playing today and in the wickets.
When you talk about injections, sometimes that's a bit worrying, and you think, well, is that just a short-term thing, or is that something, Ollie, that you think has solved this once and for all?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I know people have had them and they've lasted 10 years. I know people have had them and they've had to have them again the year after. So I suppose it's not one that fits all. But fingers crossed, it feels a lot better at the moment.
A lot of rehab. I saw you at Hove the other week running around the ground. I mean, how sort of gutting does that get, just doing that day after day after day when you want to be playing cricket?
Yeah, it's been hard work, especially, as you say, in the middle of the summer. It's probably my first proper injury during a cricket season, so that's been a bit harder as well. But I'm just happy to be back playing. I feel mentally fresh and just happy to be back.
Let's talk about today. What was it like, you getting out and playing some cricket, Ollie? Were any worries at all today about the injury, and would it reoccur?
No worries today. I'd done the work. I've had a good 6 weeks training. I knew that my body was good to go, so then I was just putting it into practice really today. The ball came out okay, a little bit rusty, but I suppose after a few months it's going to be. But just happy I could help the team really.
And in terms of, we'll talk about England in a moment's time, but I guess in terms of the ECB and your progress, is that something that's monitored and you're allowed to bowl a certain amount of overs today, Ollie, or how does that work?
No, so this game I was just going to bowl as many as needed. I sort of said that if I was going to play, I wanted to play properly. I don't want to be monitored or just obviously not allowed to bowl as many as I would like. So yeah, we've had some good conversations over that, but they've allowed me to play this game to 100%, I suppose.
Which is great news for Sussex. Let's talk a little bit about the game, because quite helpful conditions this morning, cloudy, overcast. Good toss for Sussex to win.
Yeah, I felt like if the overheads were, if it was sunny today, I think we would have actually batted first. Just feel like Trent Bridge is always a bit harder to bat on last, and we felt like it was a little bit soft. So then it can dent, obviously, if you bat second, and it's harder to bat last innings. But with the overheads and a bit of drizzle around this morning, we said that we were going to have a bowl. And I think we started really well, to be honest. I think they were 30 or 40 for three. Probably didn't capitalise on that. I think in hindsight we probably could have been a bit sharper, just all round catching, but everything. And we might have had them sort of 200 all out, maybe 180 all out, which, looking at the scoreboard now, would make it a tighter game. But obviously we're all still learning. We've got a young side, but it's good to see Pujara still there tonight.
And we're talking about those young players. It's not easy out there against the likes of Pattinson and Patterson, who are really racing in tonight, Ollie.
Yeah, they're proper bowlers, aren't they? They're test quality bowlers on a wicket that's helping them as well. So it's hard for our young lads to get through, but if they want to be the best that they can be, then that's what they have to learn to do. They're going to face those bowlers week in, week out.
We know about the qualities of Pujara. What about Archy Lenham out there? He's going in 49 for 5, and they're herring him. He just doesn't flinch.
No, he's a little fighter, isn't he? He played so well tonight, and I heard good things about him last week against Yadav as well. So he's not fazed by the pace for a young lad, which is a great sign for years to come. So no, good to see him still out there as well.
Let's just return to you, Ollie. Where do you stand with England now? Is it about just getting overs under your belt?
Yeah, so hopefully play this game. And there's a Lions game, I think, in a couple of weeks as well. So try and play that. And then obviously the South Africa series is pretty quickly after that. So I'm hoping 2 decent games and I'll be in the mix to get selected.
And what about the 100? Were you due to play in the 100? Is that going to happen now or not, Ollie?
I'm not really sure at the moment. I'm hoping to play in it, but it would sort of depend on how I go this week and how the body feels after, I think.
And I guess, whilst you've been out, others come in. Matthew Potts coming in and doing well. I guess, watching the test matches, particularly the one here, you must have been sitting watching those thinking, oh, I want to be part of that.
Yeah, it's frustrating to be on the sidelines, but it's also good to see us win. We hadn't won for a long time until this summer, so it was good seeing them win. Just a shame I wasn't involved, but hopefully I can be involved against South Africa.